Hello and welcome to episode 32. Here I am standing on top of a dimensional anchor. Yes, I've loaded this area. I was getting a lot of people bugging me about that. The other thing I forgot to address in episode 31, I had already done it, but we have the storage bus set up on the interface. Now it's a lot cleaner overall. And there's also a storage bus down here in case there's other things I want to import and export, rather than just the normal lot. But anything that I want to import into the system, as you can see, it has a high priority for those items, means that any iron coming into that system will automatically go to this interface, which means it'll be integrated into the system. Okay, so I think that's just about everything worked out before I go back to the desert where we need to continue our work. As you can see, I have a whole lot of stone bricks. This is necessary. If I come through here and go to the desert, oh, I have to sort out that portal. It stays open, so it unfortunately, or sometimes stays open, so it unfortunately eats away at things. I did a little bit of setup off camera just because it's quite boring. I've set up the power, basically. All it is 16 advanced solar generators. I was tempted to use normal, basic solar generators, but I would have needed more cabling. Sure, it would have been basic cabling rather than advanced. As you can see, these things output 600 joules a tick, or can output 600 joules a tick, even though they only store 200, but the advanced is necessary in order to carry 600 joules a tick, in case that ever happens. Unlikely. And then that's just very simply passed to the front. There's a cable that runs horizontally that way along these front cables, and then so it's picking up everything, and then it comes forward to here, the ultimate energy cube. Okay, so as you can see, I've also dug out a basic layout for the desert base. It will be semi-surface, so it'll stick out from the top, but actually it'll be kind of receded, as you can see, into the sand. So that's how I feel like dwarves would probably look. And I have some very basic stone bricks in here to get us started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time lapse here and get the walls and such set up with these stone bricks, and I'll be back once that's done. See you soon. I just slept and I noticed that There's a whole bunch of console gigs there with me getting a whole bunch of items. I should show you. I was fooling around. Here. Open computers. Now I've opened computers. So I was fooling around with open computers. But I did everything legit. Don't worry. As you can see. Next. So, we've got that. Anyway, back to it. And as the sun goes down, our dwarvenly little desert bunker seems to have taken good shape, actually. Quite like that. All it needs now is some detail, some different things other than just to be made out of stone brick. But that can all be exchanged out later. Now we need to go sleep, and then we can get on with what we actually need to do inside the bunker. So I'll see you when I get back. Alright, I'm back. I've got a location card on me, and in here is a sack of goodies that we need to set up our processing of the brine that we produced in episode 31. I also have this location card on me. That's going to be very important because we're going to move the portal to be inside the bunker, as well as some torches to light it up, because unfortunately also in episode 31 we lost the spellbook, so I don't have my handy dandy light anymore. So back to torches for now, until I remake that. Anyway, we come through here. I have the location card already set because unfortunately when I break this, so does everything else, including the location card that we originally put in it. I actually moved this once already in preparation for this episode, so that I could build the bunker where it is. So good spotting if you managed to spot that one. But all that is a proof of concept. Torches. Let's just go a little bit nuts, because we do not want mobs in here. How did I do? F7. Perfect. Alright. So, I've already decided that the portal will go down here, and I'm just going to dig out some more of this. Alright, and start digging out the area for the portal. As you can see, I'm going to have to do a little bit of upstairs work as well, but that shouldn't be anything too major. Get out of here. Alright, so we want the centre one to be redstone. Want those two to be the normals. No, we don't want that. Do we? Yeah, we'll do that. Alright. Okay, so yeah, and I haven't finished the top of it, but I'm just going to put these down before I go outside. Cool. And so we go back outside, climb over the bunker, and finish this off. You would never know. I'll have to pretty up where the portal is as well at some point. But now we grab our location card, right click, and now we have to set it all over again. So I need my orange bag and my wrench. Right click to give a unique identifier, experience firework, right? And then experience blaze. And now the portal's active again. Just to prove it. Yep, no, not torches, but one would be nice. Here we go. All set back up. Now it leads into the base. Great. Something else I want is some stairs. It's probably not enough. Nearly enough. Oh well. Okay, so moving right along. I tried setting this thing up in my creative world as one design, so I've settled on something that I want to do for the processing, but it's a bit of a monster. Not that kind of monster. I mean, it's a bit of a spaghetti. That's generally because of the pressurized pipes from Mechanism. They can't sit next to each other when they've got two different gases in them, which is quite annoying. So a lot of things need to be spaced out more than you would imagine, especially when you consider what this thing is made of. So first things first, I need out my electrolytic separators and some pressurized tube and elite cable. The other thing we want to do is, actually, I do need my transfer node first. So, transfer node. Where does this transfer node go? Well, it goes in here. Cool. And then we need to pass it along and up. So, I'm going to eyeball this, and hopefully I get it right. About there. Turn. No, that's not right. It'd be about here then. Yeah? I think I might got it. Think I might got it. Good England. Nope. Yep. Where are we? Ah, slightly off center. Okay. Well, it was a good try. Where are we? Went down too far. Put some limestone down and dig through. Alright, cool. Make sure that this is all like this, just so that nothing can spawn. Don't like things spawning under me and making noises. So then simply we want to pass it in the only direction it should go, which is this way. And then I ride the transfer pipe to the top. Hooray! Now I do actually think I want this to go one more forward. Like that. Alright. Now we ride it to the top. Cool. Put the stone down and then connect our first two. So this will mean these guys will start getting brine soon enough. Yeah, that one's got some brine. But we need to space it out by 3 again. So you can see how this is already taking up a lot of space, and it's only 4 machines. It's a real pain, actually. But then we want to do something like... see, now I want to move it forward 1 more. This is a pain. Basically, I want 2 walking spaces in front of me. That's all I'm doing here. It's ensuring that there's 2 walking spaces. 2 block wide walking space, that is. So I'll put that back. And set those back up and move those 1 over. 1, 2, 3. Ah, I did that last time as well. 1 block, thanks. Alright. So, we need pressurized pipe. And now you can see why, because these machines now take up 3 spaces wide, right? And now we need to make sure that the blue sides are all hooked up universally and all the red sides are hooked up universally. And the way that I did that in my test build is I did this: red down, blue up. And I could do it the other way if I wanted to, but I just decided to do red down, blue up. And you'll see what I mean by red down, blue up in just a second. But this is why it turns into spaghetti. Right. Ugh. Okay, so red on this side, down, come across, join it here. Right, and then red on this side, down, and join it here. And then this comes across, So now red comes out on this side in all. In total it comes out on this side, so basically that goes like that actually. And then blue is up, so we need to go upwards with these ones and do exactly the same thing. So the whole thing ends up being a bit of a three-dimensional spaghetti mess, but it works. Right, and then we join here. Cool. So that means that we have two pressure lines. One is giving us hydrogen, the other is giving us chloride. And those two things come back together. So we separated the brine into those two chemicals and now we put them back together. Seems kind of counterintuitive, but it's actually because what you're really doing is you're purifying the brine. You're taking out the impurities when you pass it through the electrolyzer, or at least that's the story. So then we want these gas canisters down. These gas canisters will act as a buffer and will collect their hydrogen and chloride individually. I think these guys, how are you doing for brine? You're completely full of brine. You're completely full of brine. Oh right, you aren't even connected yet. So we want transfer pipe. Like that. Cool. So the other thing we want to do is we want power. And the way that I designed that power to go was to go down here. Ugh, no it's not. It's not where I wanted it. It's one block over. Lead cable, there we go. Blarg, blarg. Why am I doing it like that? Oh, I'm a mess. I'm a total mess. Like that. And then we also need to pass this forward like that, and you'll see why for that as well. And then we pass it down. And then we dig it all the way back over to the power room. Under the hallway, into the power room. Cool. Will I reach? Of course I did this in creative mode the first time, so I didn't have limited amount of elite cable. Looks like I will reach. Cool. So now, any second, nope. Present hammer, I need to turn this thing. There. Now, any second, we will start seeing these tubes fill up with their respective colours. So now you've got pink coming out this side, and white going out that side. So we got chlorine, which is the pink, and white is the hydrogen. So these gas canisters will now buffer that stuff, and the brine will get all used up. Slowly but surely. 4 electrolytic separators. Lovely. So now we cover that back up. That's just the first step. Now we need to put it back together. And how we're going to do that is reach into our bag of goodies and pull out the chemical infusers. Now how I figured this one was that you come out with your pressurized cables like this, and you pass it up and then back down, and there's a reason why we pass it back up. We pass it up and then down, and I'm wasting delicious chlorine by doing that. And that's because of the same reason. It's because these can't go next to each other when they have separate chemicals in them. So out the front comes the hydrogen chloride, which in this thing is getting made in the middle, chlorine is going in the left, hydrogen in the right. So then we want another one here, and then we do the same. So it goes up, and then back down. And another chemical infuser. It's also why this room is so long. It's to ensure that this thing has enough room. So we want to pass that forward and pass that forward. And then we want to dig down. And pass that underneath. So that it's all one track. Oh. I dug that too deeply. And apparently I have the perfect amount of pressurized tubes on me. For now anyway, I'm going to need more. But now we need some more elite cable and pass that forward to the last two. And now we have 3 chemical infusers running at all times. Cool. Now, until the brine runs out, we have as much hydrogen chloride as we need, and that's in these pipes. Now, the way that we're going to store that is that I'm going to go run back to the base. I'm going to get some more pressurized tubes, and we're going to hook up these rotary condensators. I'm actually only going to be hooking up 3 for this purpose, but the others will be used in time, you'll see. So I'll be right back while I get that stuff. See you soon. Okay, we're back. I've installed this little dynamic tank in here. It only holds 36 buckets, but that should be more than enough for a buffer, because the main storage for this is going to be on the left hand side. Now this is a liquid tank and this is gas, so we need to convert the gas into liquid. So this is where these rotary condensators come in. When I place these down, it puts gas on the left, that's indicated by the G, and liquid on the right. Liquid needs to go in or out of the liquid side, and gas needs to go in or out of the gas side for the operation of this to work. What we want is we want gas to go in and liquid to come out. So it doesn't matter what way you place this, it will always put gas on your left. So what we want, gas on our left, right? So that's how we're going to set that up. Next thing, we need to import the hydrogen chloride into the rotary condensators. There you go, hydrogen chloride is filling up these rotary condensator. I don't think that's a real word. And then we have this thing called a retrieval node. Now, we've not used one of these yet. A retrieval node is basically when it's silly to have more nodes. So in this case, in fact, I should probably be using one for the tanks out there. But, hello. But where it's silly to have more than one node, right? Or more than 2 nodes, sorry, because to make one of these you need 2 of the nodes, and you can make one for items as well. But here, this tank is now going to start requesting liquid. And how we're going to do that is like that, right? So this is not yet producing liquid. And in order to do that we need to power it, but first I'm going to add some speed upgrades and some mining upgrades so that'll get through things faster. And to power it we need some more elite universal cable, and just to hook it up like that. Now these puppies should start doing their job, and they are. Very slowly. Very slowly. They do not work quickly, and that's why we have so many of them. And in fact, these will probably produce as much and then fill their buffer before these max out. And yes. So now we need 36 buckets of delicious, delicious liquid hydrogen chloride. Then we need to get this liquid back to the base. So I'll be back once I'm ready to show you how we're going to do that. See you soon. Alright, there's a couple of ways I could get it back to the base, and one of them is using a liquid transfer system that is built into Enhanced Portals 3. However, because of the nature of that, that would be incredibly costly to me. Because the portal needs to be open for the liquid to be transferred, and the liquid could be transferring in any amount at any time, so the portal could spend a lot of time open, and I want to avoid that. So for now, until something better is thought of, more fun is thought of, we're just going to use the simple old ender tank, painted cyan to try and closely match the colour of hydrogen chloride. So if we take this off to our desert base, deep-a-deep-a-dee, up through here. At some stage I might work out some computerized, now that we have open computers, some computerized method of controlling enhanced portals to let through certain amounts. But for now we're going to do it like this. That doesn't seem like it wants to work, does it? Alright, I'm going to have to figure out some way to get the liquid out of that valve. I think that's just going to be as simple as getting a liquid node. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and back down here. So, liquid node. Pulling hydrogen out. Into tank. Putting hydrogen in. Awesome. So now, when we go back to the base... Are you full? I think you're full. Wow, I'm amazed. Just need to put these back. Like that. Cool. And now, go back to the base. And as simple as that, when we come through to the science wing, there we have an ender tank full of hydrogen chloride. So the next thing we need to do is set up the next part of the base. And for that, in this episode, I'm going to check on the time so far and whether or not we can set up what I'm going to here to call the tank farm. So I'll see you soon. Okay, in actual fact, we've hit that time, unfortunately, after reviewing the footage. Time lapses can confuse things for me, which is why sometimes I have to go away, come back, and then say goodbye. So, next episode, we're going to work on the tank farm portion of the base, which will probably be off in this direction somewhere, if I look at the underground view. So it'll be off somewhere in this way. And the tank farm is basically going to be large dynamic tanks that will hold all the liquids that we want to keep handy for our system. We could actually use this fluid terminal where I'm keeping the lubricant and the nitrogen at the moment, but I kind of don't want to do that. I will use this liquid interface in order to be able to have access to the tanks that we're going to set up. But nothing so easy as just storing it on a drive on a single block. So look forward to creating the tank farm next episode, now that we actually have hydrogen chloride production. Once we have the tank farm set up, we're actually going to put that hydrogen chloride to use in the 4 times multiplier. Yep, that entire desert base is dedicated to the 4 times ore processing. Now you've got an idea of what Aiden thinks is the appropriate size for certain things. And I agree. I do. So I'll see you next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.